And this in it, then the pornography. I mean, all kinds of pornography. Child pornography was the biggest seller here. There's a lot of it here. There are a lot of incestual.
You mean on the island?
A lot of incestual pedophilia here. It's off the charts here.
You think it's different here than anywhere else, though?
Yeah, because it's come from outside of here. It's taken over Nantucket for one sole purpose, to have a place to come where you're not going to get caught, and if you do, it can be squashed. If you control the police department and everyone else town hall, then you control the people. What innocent people here, what few are, have been blind to it because they've been trying to make a living here. And what few did know about it were too fearful to talk about it. I'm not. I mean, I'm from here. This is home. I came back home. God brought me home for a reason. Once I knew what it was, yeah. You know, and then somebody asked me, hey, can you help us? There's a problem with your hometown. They told me pretty much what it was, what I should be looking for. And of course, after laughing for a couple of years, once they took my dog and I started catching on to what was happening, it's like, boy, this is worse than I thought. This is like everything off island that we never had here, brought here.
Right.
And in order to stay here, it has to force out anyone innocent that's not involved, because somebody could say something.
All right. Well, why are you running?
I'm running because I believe we're sitting on a gold mine. All we got to do is get the corruption out of here. We will have support. It can be done here. No one can save the world. One person can make a difference. But we can save Nantucket. It's small enough.
For those who don't know you, tell folks what you do for a living.
I'm a commercial fisherman.
Yeah.
I was raised on Nantucket, your average island family. Fishing just runs in the blood. It's what my people have done. I've done it most of my life. I have worked on shore and a lot of different things, painting basically.
Yeah.
I've had small businesses of my own. I mean, I prefer to be self-employed. I have worked for other people, especially on boats, and it's not a problem getting along with them, but self-employment gives me more time to do whatever I've got to do in life.
Yep.
And Nantucket right now, I'm focused on it. It's home, like I say, it's home.
Have you ever run for office?
No, I'm not a politician.
Okay.
All right, I'm a community server. I'm a community server. I'm here for the people. I'm not here to bullshit, to lie, to make a profit, to get power. I'm here to try and do what God would like to see the whole world do, straighten itself out.
You got it, all right.
You know, and people have to do that. As part of God, it's up to us to take the action. We're defined by our actions, not our words. You know, I can talk all I want, but unless I'm doing it and living it and walking it, it doesn't mean anything.
So, okay, well, look, just let's explain everything. You guys have all come up with your own questions for each candidate.
Right.
What the heck is that? Somebody calling me on Skype. Isn't this crazy?
Wow.
You have mobile phones and you can get called on Skype.
Oh, you can hook them things up to everything.
Oh, it's unbelievable. So anyway, the first question, okay, you posed a question, every candidate did. Patty's question, Patty Raghaveen. How should the town continue its efforts to live within the expected revenue?
Well, get rid of the corruption, you can do it. I mean, too many people here bilking the system, bringing friends in to make money on jobs that they're not doing. I mean, look at the roads, look at everything. You know, I know how to work. I've worked my whole life. I look around and I see a lot of people don't know anything. They're making big money. Why? What are you doing, you know? We don't need the police department. What we need is people that are competent at doing their jobs. And that's every department, fire department, hospitals, schools, everywhere.
Okay, next question's from Matt Fee. Do you think, what do you think is the biggest problem facing us as a community, and what do you think the selectmen can do or should do about it? I think I probably know what you're going to say. But
I think the biggest problem is the giveaway to big money, people in power, and not putting the people first and thinking of Nantucket. I mean, you have to think of the future too. The children are the future. That's your main base right there. Educating them on everything, getting God back into everybody's life. I mean, you don't have to be crazy about it, but you don't have to be putting up with all the stuff that's going on here either. I mean, I've seen a lot of bad things go on, and once that stuff is gone, people will have the openness and the freeness to be able to think and do and come up with the ideas they need. Everybody pools their ideas, then something can happen.
Okay, Alan Reinhardt's question. Why do you believe voters should choose you over the other candidates for a seat on the Board of Selectmen, what abilities and attributes do make you the most qualified for this highest town government position?
Well, I'm honest, I'm truthful, and I'm not in it for me. I'm in it for you. I could walk away from this. Wouldn't really bother me. I don't have to live here. I don't have to come back here. But I want to be able to come back here. I want to be able to live here. And I haven't really seen anybody take any action. I've seen people that I know get in office and really have no effect on what's still continuing. It hasn't slowed down any.
Yeah.
And it's just time to get somebody in there that people know, see, that's visible, you see on a regular basis. A lot of people know them. You see them working, you know what they're involved with. Most of these people that have been in office since I've been back home, I don't know them. I don't know what they do. I never see them. I don't see them fishing, clamming on the beach. I don't see them really doing anything. You know, where are you people? What are you doing? I don't see you talking to the people, finding out what the problems are. I don't see you walking around. That's a politician. He's going to think on his own. Community server. I want to know what the people have for problems. I want to hear what they've got to say, what they think. What can you do? It's not just me. I'm not just getting in that office. I'm getting in there because everybody's coming with me. The whole town's going to come with me. There's going to be no exclusion. 5 people, 4 people, whatever. I'm going to make up the choices for everybody.
Okay. Stephen Morey's question. In the last couple of years, we have seen volunteers resign from advisory committees, including the Town Energy Committee and the Taxi Advisory Committee. How do you think the Board of Selectmen has handled citizen input? And if elected, what would you do differently?
The citizens are ignored. Like I say, it's got no concern about the people in Nantucket. It's got about what they're going to get, who's controlling them, how they're going to answer to them, and how they're going to make money. I mean, everybody knows corruption is in every system and in most towns, and it's just draining the people, and no one is standing up. Well, I'm standing up against it. So it's got to start somewhere. Revolution's a New England thing? Yeah, let's keep it New England. If that's what it takes, let's do it. You know, you don't have to kill anybody. It can be done peacefully. It can be done through the law, just like they took it from you by manipulating and changing laws. You can get it back to real law. You can get a lot of this back. But you have to get the corrupt people out. I'm not corrupt. Like I say, I'm very happy in life the way I am. I'm doing this because God has asked me to do it. I've got the time. I'm a fisherman. I'm self-employed. I catch things.
By the way, how is the fishing?
Well, I don't know. This year I took the winter off to concentrate on other things, like trying to finish up a couple books and get them published. And, you know, just getting my spirituality back straightened out. And all of a sudden this came along, so it's a good thing I did. So now I've got the time.
Good for you.
Just paying attention to God.
All righty.
Basically.
Yep. And Tobias Glidden, what do you believe will be the most difficult part for you in being a selectman? The most difficult part?
Geez, I don't really see any difficult part. Not at all. Not with a whole island behind me, if that's what it takes.
Well,
you know,
what if how about working with people? What about that? How do you think? I mean, if you're not happy with the board as it is, I'm assuming that you're going to shake it up.
Yeah.
In a way, right?
Yeah.
So that may not that may be difficult.
I'm going to bring
right?
up viable questions that I know that have answers that aren't the answers you're giving us.
But that won't be easy.
Nothing's easy. Life isn't easy. If you've commercially fished, it's the hardest job in the world. I did it for 20 years. I'm still here. You know?
Yeah.
Plus everything else I've done in life, I probably should have been dead 100 times. I'm still here. For what reason? I don't know. God knows. It's probably all part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I get in, great. We're going to do something. I'm definitely going to shake it up because I know where to look. I know who to talk to.
Who would those people be?
Well, let's just keep that under the hat till the time comes because they know. Put it this way. People who fear God are going to fear me and people like me. And there's a lot of us here. They fear us now. They fear the fact that I could get in office because they know what I'm going to start doing. I mean,
but some of those people out there that are going to vote want to know a little bit more about what you're going to do. Now, you just can't take somebody's word for it if you don't tell them what you.
The first thing is we've got to think about how we're going to sustain ourselves. Like I say, the waterfront, if we could get fishing back, which is all possible. All these things are highly possible. People have to act. We can use eminent domain clauses. We can go through the United Nations on a Cultural Genocide Act. We can get our waterfront back as a functioning waterfront. We're the only town in New England right now that doesn't have a working waterfront. We were one of the largest for 300 years. Now all of a sudden it's gone. Why? What took that away? Once you know the problems, you can start working on them. Once you know who's causing them and why they've become problems, then you can start putting an end to it. And that's where I'm at. I've already done all the footwork. Now I want to go and I want to start attacking them the way they attacked us.
Do you know, and you know who to go to?
I know a lot of them, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They don't like me at all. Like I say, they fear people like me. They've tried to force me off my hometown. A couple of them, a few of them have even said, gee, we'd hate to see you go broke and have to leave Nantucket. Like I told them, I'll be here long after you're gone. And only God can tell me when I go. And I've been waiting a long time for her to let me go, and so I'm still here, so I've obviously got something to do here. Like I say, I'm not going to push God on anybody, but that's how I live.
All right, Carol Dunton asks, do you think the Board of Selectmen should have been more diligent in the supervision of the Airport Commission and the Airport Enterprise account during the several years the financial problems were allowed to develop?
Well, I don't really read the paper a lot. I try to keep away from media because of the brainwash effect. Same thing with TV. It's just too much hype, and they're always taking their attention away from one problem with another problem, but none of them have ever solved. They're just piling up somewhere. The airport's way too big. We shouldn't be catering to that many big planes. I don't know who's running the thing. NSA seems to be a joke. All I know is when I was a young kid, and then when I came back in my early teens and occasionally worked a few summers here, everything still seemed to work pretty good. So what has changed since then? It's basically the structure of your politics and what that's brought in.
And we saved the final question for yours, because I love that question. Do you remember how Nantucket used to be?
Yeah. You didn't have to lock your house, lock your cars. You didn't have to worry about your kids were. Well, you had to worry about whether or not they was going to be home for dinner or not. Most times we weren't.
Yeah.
And it was quiet and it was peaceful, and everybody came here to live like us and be like us, and then took it all away. Yeah, I remember. I think we're going to get a chance to see it come back to that. It's going to be a family place where people can enjoy the beach and the island and not worry about a damn thing.
Especially if you're elected, right?
If I'm elected, that's my main purpose and main goal, is to do that. Like I say, there's nothing in it for me but knowing that I'm doing the right thing and that I can do something that people need. I haven't contributed much to life as far as doing anything spectacular. I never really cared to. And this isn't spectacular. It's something that's got to be done. It has to be done. Someone has to start it somewhere. Like I say, I've been here for 10, 12 years, and I've never been in a more screwed up place in my whole life. And it amazes me that no one's done anything. Well, you can't when you're outnumbered and you're out controlled by power. And it's got to start in the political arena. It has to be cleaned up. Okay. That's it.
So, anything else you want to bring up to the voters? You want to say anything to the community out there, because they're watching and listening?
God will clean Nantucket, whether you stand with us or not. It's going to happen here. It's already been happening. It's not going to stop. So, have a good day. Peace.